Alright, now we're going to go on to probably what I think is our most complicated breakfast dish, our Buddha-rito. We're going to start with our vegetable oil. Again, this is one of our vegan dishes. Always be cognizant of that. Ensure that you're using vegetable oil in the preparation of anything that goes vegan. We're going to start with our hash browns. Again, spread them out. Again, every time you put hash browns on the grill, start with them spread out, not piled up. We're going to add our tofu scramble. It has the black beans, the vegan chorizo, and the scrambled tofu. And then our peppers and onions all go directly to the grill. Now you notice that every time we add cheese to any of our meat sandwiches or our sandwiches that aren't vegan, we'll add the cheese here because dairy cheeses melt very easily. Let's be frank. Because this is a vegan cheese, I like to introduce the mozzarella that we use. We use the BioLife vegan mozzarella to the wettest part of the dish, which is right here. This is where most of my water in the dish is present. I'll put the vegan mozzarella on top of that, and I give it a light lid. I don't want to completely trap the steam in there because I do want some to escape so that the tofu scramble and the peppers and onions can get a little color, but I want to trap enough steam in there to activate the melting of mozzarella cheese. The vegan cheese has its places, and it can be good, but you have to take the time to make it right. You can't just sprinkle vegan cheese inside of a burrito and then put hot stuff and think it's gonna melt, because it's not. This really needs to be melted on here. And when we make this, just like when we make the smoking hot mama, the cheese goes on almost at the very beginning. You can see that as everything is already getting hot, it's like the melting hasn't even started. Even this cheese that just touched the grill, it's just turned into a crispy cheese. So one thing that I can also do at this point, just like some of our sandwiches, like don't trap it completely, add just a little bit of moisture, make sure there's a vent, and we'll go from there. Now, in the meantime, while we're waiting for that cheese to melt, we're gonna add some of our other elements. We're gonna add we have our spinach. Now we'll add to our spinach wrap on top of the firecracker sauce that I applied already. Now, we use baby spinach, so it has a pretty tender stem, or there's no stem at all, but if you see any prominent stems sticking out like that, just pull them off real quick. It takes 1 second, and they're no fun to chew on, or they'll pull a whole heap of spinach out when you're trying to eat the wrap. So you just want to make sure there's a pleasant experience for everybody involved here. So that's what we're looking for. That's what you're looking for on this cheese. And this, guys, when it does melt like that, it's wicked sticky. So be careful touching it. Otherwise, you'll pull all the cheese off with your spatula or your hands. And I'm going to just finish it off just like that. Alright, so now it's actually starting to melt. We're going to bring it all together. So again, we always talk about the philosophy of coast to coast, right? Edge to edge, all flavors, all ingredients, spread all the way across. The cheese is melty and stringy already. I mean, basically all we're doing right now, again, we're not cooking, we're just making things hot. Bring our edges in, pull back, keep the tension as I pull back on this burrito, and I got this gorgeous, perfectly symmetrical burrito. We will grill it. While we grill, we will also make sure this is clean. This is especially one you want to make sure you clean up after. The tofu scramble has turmeric in it, which can leave yellow colors on the grill. So you just want to make sure. A lot of times, especially at a busy breakfast, we'll keep the Buddha-ritos in one place on the grill and cook everything else in another place, just so we don't transfer turmeric color to everything that hits this grill. So we'll just make sure we get that excess oil off before we start our next sandwich. There. Now again, everything is hot. Everything inside that tortilla shell is hot. So all we're doing right now is getting some color and then refreshing that tortilla shell a little bit.
So they had a deal.
Hold on one second. Here's our Buddha-rito. Straight line cuts. And as you can See, that's how it's supposed to look. Everything in there is piping hot, and you can even see that creamy cheese poking through. Thank you.